Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Marci New, and I am the manager in the Central Region, so I cover the whole part of the Heartland. But I'm so excited to be here today with Cruise Holidays. We have got a wonderful partnership and working relationship with them. And today, my ultimate goal is to share with you what river cruising is really all about, but what makes AmaWaterways different and special. So we truly believe at AmaWaterways that oceans take you to countries and rivers take you through them. The rivers run, we are the vessels and the veins of these countries. We run right through the heart of the cities, the villages, the beautiful experience of each and every bend in the river. Our heritage at AmaWaterways, maybe you've heard of us, maybe you have not, but our heritage is we are family owned. We were owned and operated by 3 families. And Rudy Schreiner, our initiating founder, is known as the godfather of the rivers. And he has been given that title because of his creativity and innovation. He builds our ships different than any other ships on the rivers in that we are more shallow at the draw than any other river company. What that means to you as our guest is that it's a very important feature. You have rivers come 3 ways. They come high water, low water, and perfect water. And every year we would, of course, like to have perfect water, but Mother Nature isn't always on our side. So as you can imagine, high water you can maneuver. Low water is a little bit more of a challenge because it's hard to float a beautiful ship in no water. But I have to tell you, in 2018, we had some challenges on the Danube and the Rhine because we had low water levels. And we are the only river line that had absolutely no cancellations. We were able to operate in 11 inches of water on the Rhine River. So we did not motor coach our guests through Europe. They got to travel and passage by ship. So I want to talk about the different rivers that we cover and the importance of each river. So right here is the Danube River. This is the longest, largest river in Western Europe. It's the only river that offers a consecutive 14-day sailing. The topography of this river is very mountainous, very green, very lush. It has more embarkation and debarkation ports than any other river, but it also has more palaces. It's got one of the world's largest operational abbeys, more so than castles. It does have some castles, but it's going to have more palaces. The Rhine River right here is going to run a very close second in popularity. And the Rhine River is a bit different in that it is a mountainous region with the vineyards that run right to the water's edge. Both rivers will have war history because we actually are traveling through, of course, Germany on both of them. But the Rhine River is more mountainous in that it has rocky mountains, and the mountains are more jagged. This river is known for its castles. We do a 40-mile run through an area called the Rhine Gorge, which is right here. And there are actually 26 castles along the Rhine Gorge that we see. Then we have this river right here. Very important as well as all the other rivers. This is the Seine River in the northern part of France, excuse me. And we visit Monet's home, Monet's gardens. We come over here to Le Havre and Honfleur, which are 2 beautiful seaport cities. But one of the most important things we do here are the beaches of Normandy. We are one of the only river lines that offer you a private ceremony at the beaches of Normandy. We also have a new itinerary coming this year on this river, and I'll tell you about that in just a bit. We have Bordeaux, as we know, the old world wines of France, and it is on the Garonne and the Dordogne River. As you can see, it's quite small, or a short river. We visit all of these beautiful little villages and cities along the way, seeing many, many of the old world chateaus. And then you come down here to Spain, and this is the Douro River on Portugal and Spain. And this is again a shorter river, as you can see. But a very unique, very beautiful river. This river, the topography of this river is very, very mountainous and very, very steep. It is very, very lush. This is one of the finest places in the world where they still grow the white grape for some of the finest port wines in the world. So a beautiful, beautiful way to see those two countries. Then you come over here and we have the Rhone River connecting to the Saône River. And currently, we have an itinerary on the Rhone River, and this year we're adding the Saône into one of our itineraries. But the Rhone River is a very masculine river, a very wide river, has some industry, but this region is known as the Côte du Rhone region, which is known for its fine, fine wines and its gastronomy, one of the most renowned in the world as far as gastronomy. And also, this is the area where when you see the beautiful pictures of France, you see the lavender fields. And this is the area of the lavender fields. And then we come up here to the Mosul River. And the Mosul River is a lovely lady river, very curvy, very bendy, quite narrow. But this river is unique in that it looks like something you would see in a Disney storybook. You would go through the passage of the river, and at every bend, there's some magnificent castle that looks like they took a glue gun and stuck it on the top of the mountain. Very, very beautiful river. But as you can see, it's a rather short river. So we combine it with the Main Canal, and then we run it down the Rhine or the Main Canal and going down the Danube. Now, this also enables us to offer you 7, 10, and 11-day river cruising, in addition, of course, to the 14-day on the Danube. Then we come up here, and I'm very excited to say that this year, for the first time ever, we are going to have passage on the Nile. And it is a magnificent program, and I'll talk more about it when a little bit later. And then over here we have Asia. So we have Vietnam, Cambodia, and Thailand. And we tie all of this together on the Mekong River, and we'll touch base a little bit more on that. And then we have Africa. And Africa, many times we don't picture Africa by water because we're so used to seeing PBS and National Geographic. But I have to tell you, if Africa's not on your bucket list, I hope you will add it. But seeing Africa partially by water is so very valuable. The wildlife is up close and personal to you at every turn. So we love that Africa itinerary as well. So when you board AmaWaterways, you are truly boarding a beautiful floating boutique hotel. You discover many different countries, many different cities, and many different villages. The other thing to remember is because we are traveling by river, these rivers, as I said, really are the vessels and veins of these countries. You can travel sometimes country to country in just 15 minutes. Allowing us to spend more time in each one of our destinations. And then every day is a sea day, not a sea day. So the beautiful part of river cruising is never worry about the currents or the high winds or anything like that. There's times I have many people stand up and look out the window just to know that we're moving. But every day is a sea day that you can either sit out on the beautiful deck, or you can sit in the beautiful lounge area and look at the beautiful sights along both sides of the river. And remembering, we never have seasickness on the river. You can always see both sides of the river. One thing very important as well is we dock in the heart of these cities. So embarkation and debarkation take moments. Not hours, not big crowds, not having to catch a motor coach right outside the door to go see something. We are within blocks of the city squares, the city centers, the market plots of these beautiful cities and villages, allowing you to walk within just a few minutes to everything that this area has to offer. Now I want to point out this vessel right here. This is the Alma Magna. This is the only vessel of its type ever built. And the Magna came to us last May, and the Alma Magna is, it's double the width, excuse me, of any other river ship, inviting our guests to have staterooms that are anywhere from 355 square feet all the way up to 710. It has 4 dining venues. It has the largest wellness center. So really the idea behind the Alma Magna was to offer some more choices, and it certainly has done that. So during the pandemic, we are the only river line that's based in the US that actually did travel. So from the 5th of July through the 1st of November, we had a German tour operator that we joined partnership with, and they carried over 1,700 guests on board the ships. And it just was a magnificent experience. We have very many happy people. But it was really a great time for us to get all of our protocols in place with the changing travel environment. So we have face coverings. Our crew members wear face coverings at all times. Our guests only wear their face coverings when they leave their stateroom, go to a public area, or leave their stateroom or a public area and go to do one of their tours. So our German tour operator said he figured out it was only 13 minutes one day. So really offering something special. And then we take your temperature as you exit your stateroom and as you return to the ship from any of the excursions. We have a clean air system, which is extremely important at this stage, and that is every single one of our public areas and our staterooms have their own air system, meaning that it is pulling the air from the outside into the area and sending it right back outside. Why is this important? Because you're not breathing the same air everybody else on the ship is breathing. And so that really also helps us maintain a very safe and healthy environment. And then we have exploring ashore. So we've always had smaller groups, if you will, for many of the other lines on the rivers, but now they're even smaller. So maybe 12 to 14 people in each one of our shore excursions with a guide. Social distancing on the ship is quite easy for us because we don't carry very many guests. So for the most part, all of our ships carry between 140 and 160 in Europe. A couple of them are smaller than that on the Douro River, but it allows us and enables us an easy move for social distancing. And then we sanitize your luggage 2 times before it arrives in your stateroom with an industrial strength sanitization program. So many of you may have heard of Berlitz, maybe Frommers, maybe Fodors, but these are travel writers. And Berlitz has been writing travel for about 50 years. 4 years ago, they started their first rating and ranking of the ships on the rivers in Europe. And when they started, there was only 280 ships. Today, there's 323. And I have to tell you, we receive the top 10 awards every single year in 7 out of 9 categories. And it goes everything from how beautifully appointed the staterooms are to the many uncrowded public spaces, but also to the types of tours we're offering, to our 5-star dining, to the number of variety of options you have. So it is a really, it's a very big honor for us to receive these awards year after year after year. What you are seeing right here is something that we are noted for, and that is our double balconied staterooms. Right here is a French balcony. These doors open up beautifully. You've got fresh air, beautiful viewing on the river. You're just not in the elements. Well, when you come over here, you have got a step out balcony, which is table and chairs. And the one beautiful thing about this is you can pull the door behind you, which allows you to control the temperature in your stateroom. And then, as I mentioned, the Alma Magna just a few moments ago, we are very excited that Time Magazine every year lists the 10 top places in the world to vacation. And a ship has never received this. A river ship has never received this award. And so we're very excited that the Alma Magna was given this award, 1 in 10 places in the world to spend the best vacation. And then we have complimentary Wi-Fi and the Alma Cruiser application. And that is very important because the complimentary Wi-Fi, as you see on this system right here, is also a television, a first-run movies, and a music system. But most of all, it is a full computer. We are the only ones on the river that offer this. And what this really does is it just limits the amount of technology you have to take with you. So you don't need to bring your laptop, your iPad, your tablets, all of that. You have it in the peace and quiet of your own stateroom. And the Wi-Fi is the fastest on the river. We actually spent more money upgrading our Wi-Fi last year than we did on 23 river ships for fuel, if you can imagine. So we are providing that because we know it's important in today's world. And then we have the Alma Cruiser App. And the Alma Cruiser App is an app you download on your phone. And every day it pops up and tells you where you are. It gives you a postcard so you can type a note and send it out to all of your family and friends. You can also download your photo album and they can travel with you each and every day. So it's a wonderful application that has become very popular. One of the other things, pardon me, that's extremely important to us at AmaWaterways is that we really honor our rivers and maintain the ecosystem so that we can travel these rivers for many, many more years to come. We are the only river line that has a sustainable travel award called the Green Award on every single one of our ships. What it does is it minimizes our carbon footprint, fuel efficient engines, microfiltration, LED lighting, and many other things that maintain the ecosystem. And then I couldn't speak enough about our staff. They are amazing people. But our cruise managers, we are the only ones in the industry that have a cruise manager that travels land, river, land. So what that means to you as a guest is if you are on the Danube River, I am going to tell you, please don't just stop with the river, but go into Prague and see what I think is one of the most beautiful medieval clean cities that is just pristine, and that is up in the Czech Republic. So we pick you up from the airport and we take you there with our guide, and then our cruise manager takes over, and this person becomes your very dear friend. They do everything for you. They make dinner reservations, they travel with you each day on all of your tours, they tell you things you might want to see and do in the free time because we always provide some free time for you, but they are traveling with you all the time. Then they take you to the river and they go up or downstream, they get off at the other end, and then they take you to do your shore tour at the other end. So they are with you the entire time, making sure that we are able to maintain that 5-star experience and that vacation that is simply not a worry in any way. I love the entertainment on the rivers as well, and that is because 95% of our entertainment comes to the ship. So you're not waiting in lines, you're not standing waiting on motor coaches, none of that. It comes to the ship and they do personal concertos, they do dancing, we have ensembles, we have folklore dancers, we have glass blowers, we have painters. Whatever the region that you're traveling in is noted for is where our entertainment will join you on the ship. And our personalized small groups, I talked about this a little bit, but this is one of our shore tours, and we offer up to 6 shore tours per day, and you are not limited to just one. On many of the other lines, you're limited to one, and then you have to pay for the others, not with AmaWaterways. You can go and see and explore and not be in your pocketbook. Our groups, as I mentioned earlier, are smaller, and we break them down by ability, which I think is so very special. It is gentle walkers, regular walkers, and active walkers. So if you would like to take it leisurely that day, the gentle walking would be for you. The regular walkers are going to see maybe 2 more of the monuments or whatever there is in the area, and the active walkers will see all of them. We also have something on certain rivers in a couple of different cities called late risers. And believe it or not, I've been to the river many, many times, and I've never seen a late riser group, but that's because I'm probably already off the ship. But the late risers depart at 10 a.m. rather than 9 a.m. And they don't see quite as many of the beautiful attractions in that area of the region. We also, in addition to that, have active adventures. So we have 25 7-speed bicycles on every ship. We have 21 bicycling guided tours. We have 33 hiking tours. And in addition to all of those referenced, we have some special interest tours and a culinary experience. So it might be pretzel making, it might be a chocolate making and tasting class, it might be a tort making and tasting class. It is many, many different things in the different areas. And these are all complimentary to you as our guests. And very important to one of our owners, Christine, is wellness. And very important to many of us in today's world, because this is something that we do on a daily basis to always feel like you are part of our family. And we want to bring to you the convenience of home. On every single river with the exception of Africa. They do 5 classes per day, ranging from 30 to 45 minutes. In conflict with the other 2 or options, cardio. We mix it all up, and maybe just some dancing for fun. But they mix it up and they do wonderful fun things like core stretching and chocolate tasting, or yoga and champagne tasting. And it has become a very, very popular excursion or activity, if you will, for all of our guests. And it is all complimentary. You do not have to RSVP, you just simply show up. And our exclusive experiences. So with our ownership and the relationships that they have all over Europe, we actually go to some places that no other river lines visit. The Long-Neck Castle in Lonstein, Germany, is one of those places, and the Abbey in Spitz, Austria, is another one. But there's just different little things along the way that no one else will see, and it's wonderful because it's just us there, and you can certainly immerse yourself in the local cultures as they are telling us about the hundreds and hundreds of years these beautiful castles have been in existence, and the fact that they're still operational, and the abbeys as well. Okay, so dining. Nobody goes on vacation to have a bad dining experience. So we have that handled for you. We are one of the only river lines that carry the La Chaîne Route du Sur award. And this is a beautiful French society, and they came out in 2014 and looked at 240 river ships and came back, and AmaWaterways was the only one that they inducted into their society for 5-star dining. And that's really what it means to you, is every menu, every dining experience, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, will be at a 5-star level. And then our secondary dining room, known as the chef's table, it accommodates 24 to 28 people, 36 on the Magna, and it is a 9-course meal paired with the local wines, prepared by 5-star chefs at the moment. And this is available to everyone. You make a reservation upon your arrival, and this is complimentary. Many of the other river lines, when you go to their specialty dining, you have to pay additional dollars. What's new in 21 and 22? I'm so excited because we have some beautiful new itineraries. So we're looking at Rhine castles and Swiss Alps. So many of us have had on our bucket list, I find it all the time, that we have Italy on our bucket list. Well, let me tell you, I'm so excited to say that now we can include Italy on the Rhine River. So you can depart up here in Amsterdam and go downstream on the Rhine. And we disembark the vessel in Basel. We take you all the way through Switzerland to see and do some beautiful things, and then on into Lake Como, Italy. And let me tell you, this just gives you an idea of what you'll see along the Rhine River. This castle is over 1,000 years old, and it is now operational as a hotel. But look at the beautiful landscape and topography. They literally waste no land whatsoever raising their beautiful grapes.
Hey, Marci, it's Nicole here. Your computer is lagging a little bit, so when you're talking, it takes just a few seconds to get to the image. It's not lining up quite right. I think you might be having a little bit of an internet connection issue, because sometimes where it's cutting in and out just a little bit.
Okay. So I'll go a little slower as I change the picture.
Yeah, let's do that and see if that helps. And if you cut in and out again, I'll hop in and let you know that maybe we're not having a very good connection.
Okay,
perfect. Thanks, Marci.
So you bet, thank you. This is Lake Como, and Lake Como, of course, is in Italy. This is known as an affluent resort area. We stay in a 5-star beautiful hotel down in the Lake District. We take you on a beautiful boat ride out around in the lake area. And it is absolutely a spectacular opportunity for you to get to see, in addition, just one more country. The best of Holland and Belgium. So Holland and Belgium, this is a beautiful way to see the Dutch culture and to experience the beautiful Dutch way of life with the beautiful windmills and the wooden shoes, but also the magnificent flowers. So normally we just do Holland and Belgium during tulip time, which is the 3rd week of March through the 1st week of May. We are offering 6 additional sailings this year that are going to take place later in the season. So you have the opportunity to still visit this area other times of year. This is something our past guests have been asking for a long time. And so we have absolutely accommodated that. And you can extend here in Amsterdam, but I'll tell you, you can eat your way through these beautiful 2 countries with the amount of cheeses. Some of the finest cheeses in the world are made in the Dutch area, as well as some of the finest beers. And this is in the Netherlands. This is Amsterdam. Amsterdam is a city, it's the capital city of the Netherlands. Its houses are built on this elaborate canal system. Yes, the houses are literally built in the water and they're all piered. And this city offers 217 amazing museums. It is spectacular. The Van Gogh Museum is, I think, probably one of my very favorites. And as well as Anne Frank's house is another wonderful thing to see in this city. And Cruise Holidays can help you obtain those tickets before you arrive, because they only allow so many people per day. And Floriade is coming in 2022. Floriade is the largest horticultural expo in the world. I'm so excited about this. And so not only do you get to just experience the beautiful tulip fields and the beautiful flowers, but you get the full-on experience of something that only comes every 10 years, which is this horticultural expo. Anyone visiting Amsterdam with us on their journey will receive tickets to Floriade, which is important because there's a limited number. And then this is one of the castles that we visit in the Netherlands. This castle, over 900 years old, is known for its magnificent gardens. This is actually a flower garden that you're looking at right here in the front. This is the church, and all of the gardens line this whole back area. Absolutely spectacular. Now let's talk about Burgundy and Provence. This is the Rhone River, which I mentioned earlier. I was excited about because this is where the lavender fields in France are located with the sunflower fields. So exciting. But this is a new itinerary for us. So you can visit Barcelona and Montserrat, where one of the beautiful abbeys is located, and then come up to Arles. And we board the vessel in Arles, which is the third largest city in France with the occupancy of 68,000 people is all. And you come up the Rhone River and you arrive through these beautiful little villages. You get to Lyon. And now we're adding all the way up the Saône River as part of this new itinerary. We're taking you into Dijon, which, yes, you are correct, Dijon mustard. This is the mustard fields. Absolutely amazing. Beautiful museum in an old hospital in Brienne. And then you disembark or embark the ship in Chalon. Chalon is a city that was established in 179 AD. So very ancient, very, very beautiful city. And then I'm excited because you can come over here and visit Geneva. And Geneva, Switzerland, it's surrounded by the Alps district. It is the financial capital of Switzerland. It's a very global city. It is headquarters to Europe's United Nations. So again, a lot of history, but you can now do 3 countries with these 2 beautiful rivers. And here's a beautiful site of Geneva. Again, in, if you will, the Swiss Alps in the Lake District. And again, the United Nations located here. You see some medieval architecture. You see some Mediterranean style architecture. And this is Chalon, 179 AD when it was discovered. And it was created and now still continues to grow. It is known for its photography. That's what really brought it to be known. And there is a museum here that has over 200,000 pieces of photo and equipment for the photographer. And here is Arles, just to give you an idea, 3rd largest city in France. This Colosseum was used with gladiators back in the day, if you can imagine and look at it. It's still there and it's still in use. And this is Barcelona. And Barcelona is an amazing, amazing city. One of the largest metropolises on the Mediterranean. It was found in the Roman ages. One of the principal seaports for Europe as well. But one of the most important things that I find so interesting in Barcelona is that the university was established in 1450, and it is still today operating. And it is a spectacular sight. Now let's talk about the impressions of the Seine in Paris. So the Seine River is in the northern part of France, as I mentioned earlier, and we've got Paris to Le Havre is what our itinerary currently is, but this year we're going to offer you a new itinerary. So we're going to go to Paris. Of course, we're going to see Giverny, Monet's home, Monet's gardens. We're going to come all the way over here. You've got Honfleur, which I mentioned was a beautiful seaport city, along with Le Havre, a seaport city, the beaches of Normandy. Then we're going to take you all the way down to St. Malo. Well, as we know, Paris is known for its cafes, its fashion, its gastronomy, beautiful city, and most of all, its Eiffel Tower. St. Malo. So we take you down to St. Malo. This is located on the Emerald Coast. A little bit of information about this island is that back in the Roman times, this was ruled by the kings. And the kings had problems with the pirates. The pirates were destructive. They would come and enter the island. So the kings decided that they had to indeed become friends with the pirates. So they invited all of the pirates to come and visit and stay, because they would then defend the island and they would all be good friends. So it is known as the pirates' capital of the world. And we stay right down in the heart in a 5-star beautiful hotel right in city center. 13 miles away, we're going to take you to Mont Saint-Michel. This is one of the 3 abbeys in France, one of the 3 largest abbeys in France. And this is on an island, and there's only 55 people and in this island. Oh my goodness. Let me get out of that. Okay, great. Now I want to take you to something very special. We have another itinerary that we'll be offering a special departure on, and this is the Lower Danube. The Lower Danube starts in Vienna, which up to this point we had only done it from Vilshofen, Germany, but we're excited. We're starting it in Vienna, and it's going to go through all of these beautiful cities. We're going to visit Hungary, Serbia, Croatia. You come over here to Romania, we go through the Iron Gates, and I'm going to show you some of these beautiful pictures. We end up down here basically in Rus, Bulgaria. We have at Cruise Holidays a very special departure for this particular Lower Danube itinerary. Mimi and Mark will be offering it this year, and I'll give you all that information in a moment. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about the Elves Castle in Vulcavar, Croatia. It's a Baroque palace. It was damaged. It was built in the 18th century, and it did experience damage during the wartime. So now they have turned it into a magnificent museum and restored it. 𝐀𝐦𝐚𝐿𝐴 Fortress in Serbia, 14th century castle. Isn't this fascinating? It's obviously on a moat or an island of its own. It's the best preserved castle in Europe. It has 10 different towers, as you can see them here, but a beautiful structure, and we go and see and visit this. The Iron Gates, so important, a very narrow part of the river, and this is the chiseling of the king, as you can see, beautiful, done in this rock, and we travel this very narrow part of the river, taking you right through where the Iron Gates were. Baba Vita Fortress in Bulgaria. The Baba Vita Fortress was built in the 10th century, a medieval fortress, and as you can see, quite large, and it has 9 towers. And this is one of the beautiful places that we visit as well. And Sighisoara, Romania. So we are excited about this. This is in Transylvania. It's in an old walled city, but quite different than some of what you've seen in the medieval stuff. You see lots of beautiful, bright colors and these little stone streets. And then I want to take you to the Nile, because the Nile we are doing this year for the first time, and we are going to do an 11-night journey in the Nile. So you will fly into Cairo, and we go from Cairo around the Giza area, seeing the temples and the tombs. We fly down to Luxor, where we board the beautiful AmaWaterways, the most luxurious ship on the Nile River. And we travel all the way down to Aswan. And in Aswan, you will have the opportunity to vote to take it. It's about $320 from Aswan to Abu Simbel. And Abu Simbel is where they have some of the most ancient tombs, and they've basically rebuilt a structure. It's fascinating. Then you come back up here and we arrive in Luxor. We take you back to Cairo, and we take you for a beautiful luncheon at the Presidential Palace. Now, one of the very big secrets about the Egypt and Nile for us, which I think is fabulous, is you can do pre and post extensions in Israel, Jordan, and Dubai, United Arab Emirates. This is the beautiful AmaWaterways. The AmaWaterways is 68 guests, only 10 that are fixed windows, and then all the rest have the balconies. I want to talk with you now about some of our promotions and our different programs. So we have a single supplement traveler program. We love our travelers that are singles. Never to worry, we invite you to join us. and it is only 125%. We do not charge 200%, which most river lines and cruise lines do. The holiday triple savings for 2022 is $1,000 off plus a complimentary upgrade plus an onboard credit. And this is going to be valid through March 31st of this year. Our new back-to-back cruise savings. So what we're finding is everybody had to stay home last year. So this year and next year, they want to go for a longer vacation. So you can book 2 back-to-back cruises, 7-day back-to-back cruises, and you will receive an additional 10% off of your second sailing. And this one is really important. And this one does expire at the end of January. Please get your reservations in for this. This is of the utmost importance, but we've got up to a $3,000 value on select sailings in the 4-night Basque country, which is the taste of Bordeaux. We've got the 4-night complimentary Gems of Southeast Europe on the Grand Danube. And then we've got the 3-night Lake Como complimentary Rhines, Castles, and Swiss Alps. This is a program I have never seen us offer. It will expire January 31st. It will not be reinstated. So please, please, if one of these are on your bucket list, now is the time to book. I always say it's never too early to plan, because planning is half of the fun of going on the vacation. Then you get to look forward to it. Our new referral program, if you are a past guest on AmaWaterways and you refer friends, you get an additional savings, and so do they. Our flexibility and peace of mind. This is so very important. So what we are saying is up to 48 hours prior to your departure of your AMA services, you can rebook. We will rebook you for a different sailing with no penalties. No one else in the industry is offering this type of flexibility, if you will, on the river, but we know how important your vacation dollars are. They are an investment, and we want you to know, make your investment, get what you'd like to have, because we will always protect it. Then we also have the Travel Waiver Plus, which is a $175 purchase, and it will cover if you would like to receive like cash back, a cash refund. Otherwise, we're going to give you the future cruise credits. And then, of course, we have an enhanced protection plan as well. This is what I can't wait to tell you about. So Cruise Holidays has 3 special departures with special pricing. The Seine River, which is Paris and Normandy, which is June 17th through the 24th, 2021. We have Gems of Southeast Europe, as I showed you, Romania, Croatia, Bulgaria, September 19th through the 26th. And this has the free land package. Now remember, it's expiring at the end of this month. So please, please call Cruise Holidays and get your reservation made so you can do 4 days in Transylvania, seeing Dracula's castle, Dracula's home, and many other beautiful things complimentary. And then we have the Taste of Bordeaux, September 30th through October 7th. I will also tell you that the first 5 reservations that are received will receive a travel gift, and that is a Berlitz travel guide that lists every river, every city, a map of everything, and you can read about everything there is to see in all the cities that you will be visiting. The rivers and wine continue to flow, and we at AmaWaterways are ready to go. We would love to host you on one of our beautiful ships. We would love to have you visit one of our beautiful villages and cities on any of the rivers. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for understanding that sometimes with technology, we have a few virtual problems, and I understand we just had a few virtual problems, so I apologize for that. But I do want to tell you, there are so many choices, and Cruise Holidays has done an excellent job. All of the advisors have been on the ships, have been to these destinations, and they can help you determine which is the best for you and what will exceed your vacation expectations. Does anyone have any questions? You can put them in the chat box. No? Okay, well, again, if you come up with any questions, certainly please contact Cruise Holidays and they can give you all of the information you could possibly want to know. They have an amazing staff. And I want to say thank you so much for giving me time out of your busy day. We hope to see you soon on one of our beautiful rivers at AmaWaterways, on one of our magnificent ships. Please wear your masks so the rest of the world will open up. Thank you, everyone.